When I show you this picture, you already know what it means even before I explain anything. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone, we're from Group 1 and today we would like to explain to you about icon. So semiotics is a study about signs and how we understand meaning. In our daily life, we read signs all the time, like pictures, gestures, or symbols, even without thinking about it. One important thinker in semiotics is Charles Sanders Peirce. He explained that meaning comes from the relationship between a sign, what it refers to, and how people interpret it. This idea helps us understand different types of signs, including icon.
Now I will explain the basic concept of sign according to Charles Sanders Peirce. According to Peirce, a sign is something to represent something else. A sign can be word, picture, sound, or an action, so it needs someone to understand it. Peirce said sign has three parts: the sign, the object, and the interpretant. As the sign is the form, the object is what it refers to, and the interpretant is the meaning in our mind. Meaning can be different for each person, so it's not fixed.
Today, I want to explain about three types of sign based on Charles Sanders Peirce. The first is icon, the second is index, and the third is symbol. The first, an icon, has meaning because it looks similar on the object it represents. The second, an index, works through a direct connection, showing that something is happening. And the third, a symbol, gets its meaning from social agreement. By looking at the differences between these three types of sign, we can understand how signs work in everyday life.
Alright, now I will explain about the types of icons. First is the iconic image. It looks like the real object. Examples are photos, drawings, and paintings. For example, a photo of a person represents a real person. Second is the diagrammatic icon. It shows relationships or structure. Examples include maps, charts, graphs, and diagrams. They help us understand information visually. And third is the metaphorical icon. It uses similarity in ideas. For example, a light bulb represents an idea.
According to Charles Sanders Peirce, an icon is a sign that has meaning because it looks like the object. The connection is similarity, not cause and effect, and not social agreement. An icon is not always a picture. Maps, diagrams, photos, or sounds, imitation can also be icons if they resemble the real object. So the common mistake is thinking icon only means image, when the key point is resemblance.
Now let's move to iconic image. An iconic image is a type of icon that represents its object by looking like it. In other words, it shows meaning through visual similarities. That's why iconic images are the easiest type of icon to understand. Examples of iconic image are photos, drawing, illustration, and emojis. For example, a photo of a person is an iconic image because it looks like a real person. Visual similarity helps people understand meaning quickly, even without words. That's why iconic images are often used in daily communication and media. However, iconic images have a limitation. Even though they look real, they are not a real object. Image can be edited or shown from one angle, so they may affect how we understand them. So iconic image help us recognize things easily, but meaning still depends on how we interpret them.
Diagrammatic icon is a type of icon that shows similarity in the relationship or structure, not in physical appearance. It doesn't look like the real object, but the pattern or arrangement is similar. For example, a family tree diagram doesn't look like real people, but it shows the relationship between parents and children. Another example is a map. A map is not the real place, but it represents the position and connection between locations. In semiotics, diagrammatic icon helps us understand how parts are related to each other. It is very useful in charts, graphs, grammar structure, and logical patterns. So a diagrammatic icon represents similarity in structure, not in shape.
Now we move to the most abstract type, the metaphorical icon. Unlike a photo or a map, a metaphor is an icon because it shares a parallel logic with the object. Peers explain that metaphor represents a representative condition. Think of the trash can on your computer. It's an icon not just because it looks like a bin, but because it functions as a metaphor for discarding waste. Or when we say time is money, we are mapping the value of money onto the value of time. So in short, metaphorical icons aren't about what you see, but the conceptual similarity you feel. It is how we use the known to explain the unknown.
Now I will explain the comparison between icon, index, and symbol in Peirce's semiotics. So the first one, icon, is a sign that looks like an object, for example, like photo or a map. And the second one is an index. An index has a direct connection or cause, like smokes that shows fire. And the third one is a symbol. A symbol depends on agreement or convention, like words or traffic signs. And sometimes the boundaries are not clear because one object can contain all three types. For example, a school logo. The picture is an icon, and the logo shows the school existence as an index. And the last one, the meaning of a logo is a symbol.
Hello everyone, today I will explain about icons in daily life and education. In social media, icons appear in emojis, stickers, memes, and application logos. They are called icons because they work through similarity. For example, the crying emojis look like a real crying face. In education, especially English language learning, icons help students understand vocabulary faster, remember words longer, and make learning more enjoyable. Teachers often use pictures, flashcards, posters, and simple diagrams. So icons support visual learning and help students create meaning more easily.
So, in short, according to C.F. Peirce, an icon is a sign that represents its object to similarity. However, the similarity is not always completely objective, because it depends on the person's perception and cultural context. The interpretation plays an important role as the process that connects the sign with its meaning. In general, an icon shows that the meaning of the sign is formed between the object and the similarities.